perspective, right? So anyway, but so that's how I met Isaac through my sister Elaine, and my other family members who knew him, and so he had that African connection too, because he was in school as a chief in Ghana. His African name was Nene Kate Okanse.
Wow,
that was his African name. So I also ended up playing it for his burial ceremony, and I was playing kalimba at the wake. It was a private ceremony, so his people called me. They knew Isaac and I were cool. They say, we're having Isaac's funeral today. It's a private ceremony. You want to come? I said, yeah, I want to come. So so I called a couple of my family members who had gone to Manassas that were friends. I said, they called me. They asked me. I said, y'all want to go? They said, yeah, let's go. So anyway, we went. But anyway, I ended up playing kalimba at his. And for everybody who should know that this is a kalimba. If you live in Memphis, you should know that this is a kalimba that was made famous by this man, Maurice White, who grew up in Lemoore Gardens, which is now College Park, went to Booker T. Washington High School. So anyway, this is a great book. Since I know people here want to know about history and culture, this is a great book to read.
Maurice White with Herb Powell, My Life with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Go check it out.
It's a great book. It's a great book because Maurice was on a whole nother level. See, he understood some things that he had studied. Let me just say that he had studied so that he understood other things. So that's why you saw those album covers with pyramids all over it, and just conscious things. So anyway, when I was playing at Isaac's funeral, he came in the room. He and David Porter came in the room, and I was playing my kalimba. So we talked after. He said, man, I like your kalimba playing. I said, man, I got this from you. I've been studying you for years. So we had met before, but he had never heard me play kalimba before.
Right.
So we talked that day, and we started talking about Africa. The next day, too, when they had the public funeral for Isaac Memorial, we were talking about Africa. So I told him, I said, man, I have a kalimba collection at home. So you see some of these kalimbas that I have. I probably have maybe I stopped counting. There's probably 30 or some more kalimbas, different kinds of kalimbas, different sizes. I found this one in the marketplace when I was in Ghana, West Africa, walking through the marketplace, and they called my name. Ekpe, come over here, man. Shh. Come take me home with you. So I brought him home with me, I know you play keyboards, right?
Yes.
So this is the original keyboard. Keys on the board. So this is original keyboards here. So anyway, so Maurice and I were talking. I told him, I have a kalimba collection at my house. He said, yeah, I have one too. I got one in California. You should come out and see it sometime. So we were trying to make that connection for me to come out there. He had invited me to come and see his kalimba collection. But, wires got crossed up and connections weren't properly made or whatever, but I didn't get out there. But he acknowledged my kalimba playing, So for me, that was like, and Stevie Wonder too. Stevie heard me play kalimba, but he was like, so like when people like that acknowledge you, I'm like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then when children acknowledge, when children like the music that I'm playing, I say, I'm cool. I don't care. Whatever people say, well, but if you got Maurice White, and you got Isaac Hayes.
That's enough right there.
And you got Stevie Wonder. They like my music. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm on the right track.
That's all you need.
And Africa was the connection.